For decades, South Korea has built its survival strategy around a single, uncompromising pillar, namely the absolute military backing of the United States to deter the constant threat across its northern border. That reliance was tested when Washington issued a sudden order to scale back the vital, recurring joint military drills between the two nations. Almost immediately after, Donald Trump went on social media to declare Kim Jong-un a good friend, someone he wanted to see more comfortable in the region, rather than under the pressure of joint military exercises. In Seoul, these statements triggered immediate concern. Millions of civilians live mere miles from the demilitarized zone, and any drop in American protection leaves the capital exposed. It presents a confusing geopolitical contradiction. Why would the United States pull back from a democratic partner while offering diplomatic warmth to its most volatile adversary? While the Korean peninsula grew more volatile, Washington's focus was increasingly consumed by an escalating military standoff with Iran. As the threat of an open war grew, the U.S. expected its network of global allies to offer military support, anticipating that Europe, Australia, Japan, and South Korea would deploy forces to assist American troops. No major allied forces stepped forward. The United States found itself navigating a high-stakes stalemate in the Middle East almost entirely on its own. This isolation created a profound sense of betrayal in Washington. Leadership observed that while allies routinely demand U.S. protection, that support was not reciprocated when the U.S. requested help against a common adversary. The lack of allied support during the Iran crisis eroded the American belief in unconditional military partnerships, paving the way for a new, retaliatory approach to foreign policy. In public interviews, Donald Trump singled out South Korea and Japan, noting that when the U.S. needed help against Iran, neither nation provided troops. Shortly after, the order came to cut the joint drills in the Yellow Sea. Expecting South Korean intervention in the Middle East ignored the reality of their military. They are a border defense force. They lack the deep-water aircraft carriers and massive force projection required to fight a war on another continent. While South Korea faced the consequences of staying out of the Iran conflict, North Korea followed a different path. During the height of the Middle Eastern tensions, Pyongyang chose not to launch missiles or incite a secondary crisis while the U.S. was distracted. Because they withheld that threat, they were rewarded with diplomatic praise from the White House. When Kim Jong-un withheld his missiles during the Iran crisis, it earned diplomatic favor that South Korea's half-century alliance couldn't buy. Realizing that the American military umbrella could be closed at any time, South Korea made a harsh calculation. Survival now required independent military supremacy, triggering an immediate and rapid militarization effort. South Korea's defense budget spiked over the last decade. Since 2017, an 8 to 9% annual increase pushed the total to $47 billion. Unlike nations burdened by military pensions, South Korea funnels this capital directly into manufacturing cutting-edge defense technology. The threat of American withdrawal accelerated an evolution already underway. South Korea has transitioned from a dependent protectorate into a self-reliant weapons manufacturing powerhouse. This chart shows the most recent global firepower rankings. That targeted spending spree has propelled South Korea to the number 5 spot globally, ahead of many traditional military powers. South Korea's conventional military capability now outranks France, a nation that maintains its own arsenal of nuclear weapons. They have also surpassed their regional rival Japan in pure firepower metrics, shifting the balance of power in East Asia for the first time. This trajectory suggests a future where U.S. allies in Europe and Australia can no longer assume Washington will carry the burden of their regional deterrence. The era of the reliable American umbrella is fracturing. As international security becomes transactional, nations must be prepared to stand entirely on their own.
If you value clarity over chaos, explore more on Clear Lens X.